Some of the best cycling memories I've had are within a climb where I've absolutely lost track of time and lost track of all the other variables that are usually affecting you during that climb. I mean gradient, I mean weather, I mean many other things, but sometimes I've felt like it is just a beautiful place to be and that I wish that it doesn't end. I think Colombian mountains simply create a very unique mindset on every rider that gets a lot of exposure to them. Colombian mountains are unpredictable, and that unpredictability basically humbles you and makes you aware that in many cases you're not the one deciding if you're going to be able to climb or not. It's actually the mountain and the weather, the one that defines if you're going to be able to achieve it. Colombian mountains are also huge, they're long, and they can get into very remote places, which teaches you to appreciate the beauty of silence and solitude within the climb. Basically, I've always thought that there's two ways that you can approach a mountain. You either attack it or you decide to float through it. The difference is exactly how it feels. If you are attacking a mountain on a bike, you're going to be rushing through it, and there's going to be a certain feeling of paranoia. There's a very specific taste that comes into your mouth, and it kind of feels like iron, like blood. So it feels like a hunt. While on the other hand, when you're floating through a climb, what you're really feeling is that perfect harmony with the environment, with the climb, with the gradient. And that's why I always think of it as if you were floating through it and if you were navigating it. The concept of float is something we've been talking about a lot lately, and it's the part of that exploration of what happens within a climb that makes you wish that it doesn't end, because everything is so well aligned and everything is in so much flow and coordination that you actually lose sense of time and lose sense of effort. You start enjoying how you're simply rocking that bike from left to right and finding a rhythm that feels like a dance, that simply feels like a perfectly orchestrated choreography of going uphill. The real challenge with designing a climbing bike, from our point of view, is that it is extremely easy to get lost in the uber optimization of the traditional variables. Weight reduction and stiffness. That's basically how things are narrowed down usually. But for us, there's so much emotion surrounding the concept that the real challenge is how you are able to balance all of the other variables while still having a very efficient and very reactive bike. The climber's dilemma has two sides. It has that attacking mode, which is numbers, efficiency, and again, that paranoia feeling of just being in a chase. While on the other side of that climber's dilemma, we have the fact that you don't want that climb to end. And you don't want it to end because you're simply enjoying every little aspect of what's happening within that climb. We want to preserve both. We want to perfectly balance both. Geometry, fit, materials, how they feel, how they transfer power, how reactive they are, and of course how light they are. That's also a function of the shapes that are used, and definitely the components that are considered within that system so that everything works in perfect harmony. As Colombians, as bike manufacturers, as bike designers, and as passionate cyclists, we simply couldn't live climbing unattended from an exploration point of view. And that's why we've decided to embark on this very specific study of the dynamics of climbing. This study has taken us to a new step of developing a climbing specific bike that I want to introduce to you. The name of this bike is Serena, in honor of the peaceful state of mind that you can achieve within a climb.